Okay, looks like it's recording. Let me get this out of the way. That's right, I guess your screen. One moment. We'll share the whole screen because I need to look at a couple things. Okay, there we go, working. Okay, get out of the way. All right. So plan for this, we'll go over the two code files. This is the web server and the web client. I had to change something in the web client. I'll go over that when I get there. But in this file we have the certification, the key, the client, and the secure web server. So top to bottom. Up here we have our command line arguments, what the user puts in, and this just helps determine what the argument the user put in. These helps will tell the user what to put in if they want it. But all I have to do, simply, let me restart the server. Sorry. I can show you putting that in manually. Going to the file that I'm in. And so I'm using VS Code, so it might be a little bit different, but it's about the same. Python and server. I'm going to put in certification. It's in the same file, so all I got to do is put in the name, put in the key, which would be server key. Doesn't this starts up the server? I'll show you how to work with the client after we explain the rest of this, but this configures what the scope content's going to be. So, the context or whatnot. So we have the error catching. If it works, we just, load it using the cert file being whatever cert file we put in, the key file being whatever key file we put in the argument. And of course, if there's any error with that, like a file not found or an SSL error, we handle it using one of these errors, of course. For example, if the thing can't load for whatever reason, the file might be corrupted, or the certification is invalid, or, you know, generating a self-signed certificate or whatnot, it handles it. And this creates the server socket to actually run the damn thing on some port. So, it takes in whatever port you put in. If you don't put in anything, it'll default to 2080, which is what we're going to do, and which is what we did in this scenario, because 2080 works perfectly fine for what we're doing. So, it listens for whatever we put in, and it just says, it's ready on whatever port using whatever server certification and key file we put in. And so while whatever's running, it accepts the socket and it says connection from wherever. And for this is how we secure it. Like, for example, if we were to run um, the web client, which we'll do in a second here. After we quickly go through the rest of this, it'll print out some stuff that'll say it's received the request and that it replies with whatever message we have. And of course, if that doesn't work, like if there's an error in the SSL, prints that error, or the connection, it prints that. Then this is mostly old stuff, like for error handling. Like, for example, if the request we put in was bad or the HTTP version's different, checks methods and stuff. So if they put in get, it'll try to give them what they asked for. Of course, there's no HTML file, it's just a web server. And yeah, down here, if it doesn't exist, it just returns a message. Like in this case, it just returns this is a secure web server. If whatever's found is not found, you know, I don't have any of these put in either, so it just prints out not implemented. So I'll go over this. I did change a couple things because I was having some issues. I need to add this library to help with URLs. And this disables any warnings. So we're not going to see any warnings here. I'll just show you the what it's doing if it works. And I need to add it verify equal false because my certification is self-signed, so it won't accept. I was having some issues with that, but I looked it up on like Stack Overflow and stuff like that. It worked out. But that's all I changed here. And I'll show you what it looks working. So, right button here. So you would put in, your Python to run it, the file, and then localhost, and then default port 2080. Let me start up Wireshark so we can actually see that. Okay. So that goes through, prints the secret message, and if we go back, there we go. Set the content length, prints the message that it printed. It's an okay message. And there's a couple things here. I apologize for that, but um should be not that one. This one and no. This one and this one? Or it's one of these three, but you see the point. It's encoded with chain ciphers. Actually, no, it is this one, sorry. Should be these two. So it encodes it, as it says here. And then server sends it back. Hello. Very nice. I apologize if this is a bit messy. I was having some issues with port handling. Like, for example, if I were to run on port 2080, it doesn't actually show it, which could be an issue with me when I put in the um, command up here, like it's not registering or something, but I'm not too sure. But uh, other than that's actually it for this. This assignment wasn't too bad. I was just only having issues with like the certifications and stuff, but a little research goes a long way, I suppose. But other than that, that is it for Module 8 assignment, your web server.